let's get on to the first main question today. And the first main topic today comes to us from Randy V, who writes, okay, what's going on? I just read multiple reports that Azra, you probably meant Ezra Miller's Flash movie is still on and will film after he's done shooting Fantastic Beasts 3. I thought this thing was dead a while ago since WB preferred the original script over Miller and Grant Morrison's version. What's going on? Is Flash still on after all? All right, thanks a lot for sending that in, Randy. And for those of you who don't know what Randy is talking about, a little while ago, we've known for a while that the Flash movie kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed, and pretty soon an option for Ezra Miller was going to run out. And then this crazy story came out that was true. A crazy story came out that Ezra Miller wasn't happy with the direction that the directors were going to take the Flash movie in and their script, which is going to go a little bit more lighthearted, which has worked great for Warner Brothers so far. And also it fits perfectly with the Flash character. But he wanted to go more serious and stuff like that. I don't know all the details. I don't think anybody does of exactly what Ezra Miller wanted to do or what he was trying to do. But Warner Brothers allowed him and Grant Morrison to take a crack at writing their own version of the script, which number one was a terrible, terrible decision. That was a terrible decision. You're throwing your directors under the bus. The directors have already said the movie they want to make, and now you're putting more power in the actor's hand? Anyway, I thought that was really questionable to start with. Now, shortly after that, reports came out, like some of the major trades reported that Warner Brothers preferred the original script over what Ezra Miller had done. Nothing came out after that, and a lot of people assumed that Ezra's days as the Flash were probably over. Now, fast forward to yesterday. And all of a sudden, as of yesterday, a bunch of movie websites are running the headlines that the Flash movie will shoot after Ezra Miller is done shooting Fantastic Beasts 3. And I saw that, and I was just like you. I was like, wait a minute, what? I thought this thing was I thought this was done. Everything pointed towards this being done. What are they talking about? So basically, I look and a whole bunch of headlines say they're going to start shooting Flash after Fantastic Beasts 3. They're going to start shooting Flash. Well, you know one of the things I always tell you guys? Find out what the source is. Like, all these places are running the headlines, but where are they getting that information from? And here's what happened. All of them were getting their information from the same place. Now, that place was Variety. Well, Variety is a completely reliable source, right? Aren't they? For the most part, yes, absolutely. But here's the thing. While they got that information from Variety, it wasn't from a story in Variety. It wasn't from a headline in Variety. It wasn't from an exclusive or a breaking piece of news from Variety. Here's where they got it from, okay? On Variety's site, they do this clickbaity thing like a lot of sites do, nothing wrong with it, where it's like, see our top 20 this, and they create a slideshow, and then you always got to click next, because every time you click next, a new ad loads, and they make more money. Anyway, it was this little slideshow thing that they had put together for a little presentation they called the Power of Pride 2019. All right. So it was just a simple little slideshow. Power of Pride 2019. That's all it was. And with every graphic of each individual they had a little written blurb, right? Well, this was the little written blurb beside the slide of Ezra Miller. Miller, who plays the ultra-swift superhero The Flash, will get his DC Universe standalone film as soon as he wraps up his work on the Harry Potter spin-off series Fantastic Beasts. The queer and gender-fluid star is somehow even more in demand on the red carpet than in the casting studio sessions. Okay, that's what it was. This descriptor placed on the side of an image in a top list carousel is where everybody got this information and are running their headlines that Ezra Miller's Flash is going to shoot after Fantastic Beasts. And you know what? It's not ridiculous for them to do that. It is coming from Variety. It's not like it's coming from, Breaking Cosmic Insider Marvel MCU DCEU.net. It's not like it's coming from there. It's coming from Variety. So, you know what? Cut everybody some slack on this. However, I do want to point this out. as reliable as the main trades are, like a Variety, like a Hollywood Reporter, like The Wrap, whatever, as usually reliable as those can be, we have seen examples several times where, like, a minor detail thrown in on line 6 of paragraph 9, where some little background factoid was put in there that seemingly looks like a huge piece of news, and you're wondering, wait a minute, why isn't that a headline? Well, we've seen several times from all the major trades, little piece of information kind of stuffed in or slid in there somewhere as a piece of background that totally didn't turn out to be real. All it simply was some copy person or somebody writing the article with some outdated background information that they just kind of threw in. I would suggest this. This is where my thinking is right now. If it was a real breaking story from Variety that Ezra Miller, they've got their whole Flash situation straightened out, they're setting up a shoot date for Flash, blah, blah, that's a headline story. I mean, isn't that? Isn't it? Isn't Ezra Miller and Warner Brothers DC get everything straightened out? Ezra's still on in The Flash, and they're even scheduling to shoot The Flash once Fantastic Beasts 3 is completed. In light of everything else that's gone on in the last little while, isn't that headline news? But where is it coming from? It's coming from somebody who put together a list for their Power of Pride list 2019 for their little image carousel. And they're probably, what I'm operating on the assumption of here is that they're probably just working on some outdated information. They just slapped in the description, blah, 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 blah. Now, look, let me say this too. I don't believe for a second that it is impossible that this could be actual fact. It's not impossible. You know, for the longest time, Ezra Miller has been our Flash. For the longest time, Ezra Miller and Warner Brothers are trying to get their Flash thing together. Is it outside of the realm of possibility that this could actually be true? Of course not. It's not outside of the realm of possibility. It absolutely is a possibility. However, again, for me, when I'm looking at the situation, the way it's kind of set up, for me, it seems pretty clear. This was just written as some outdated background information by somebody who's not one of their big, major entertainment beat cover people. And it just kind of got thrown in there. And sometimes I get hard on myself and other movie sites that, headlines get run on very questionable information. But you could, even though it's from a little carousel, again, it is from Variety, so I get it. I get it. But right now, while I still acknowledge that I think it is a possibility this thing could be real, and this thing could be true, I got a feeling this isn't real. I do not believe that this information slapped just kind of casually in a carousel descriptor of a video or of an image. I don't think that's what's really happening. Now, again, I have not heard anything from Warner Brothers to confirm or deny this thing that's going around. But again, to me, it just seems like if this was really a story, we wouldn't have found it hidden on Variety, tucked away in a little descriptor beside an image on a random list. It would have been a headline story, so I personally don't think this is actually real. But again, let's not say it's completely impossible. What do you guys think? Do you think this is reliable information? Do you think that this is going to be done and they're actually going to shoot the Flash movie with Ezra Miller after they're done shooting Fantastic Beasts? Personally, I really liked Ezra Miller as the Flash. I'm not really happy with all the drama that's been going on since about demanding to write his own. I'm not a fan of that at all. But I love him as Flash. I'll be honest with you. I know a lot of people don't, and that's fair. But I like Ezra Miller as the Flash. Do you think it's happening? Jump down to the comment section below and let me know your thoughts.